Hello and good afternoon. My name is Rodrigo Lopez. I am a computer science student at the University of Central Florida, and my main interests in my major are AI applications and cybersecurity related topics. Today, I'm going to be talking about cybersecurity attacks and more specifically, how artificial intelligence and machine learning algorithms can bring about new and innovative ways for malicious users to obtain and alter data. AI and machine learning affects various aspects of cybersecurity, but the ones we'll be focusing on today are the ways that AI and machine learning impact the concepts of social engineering and data integrity. First, we'll be looking at how much the cybersecurity field relies on AI concepts. According to Cisco's 2018 annual cybersecurity report, 32% of chief security officers are completely reliant on artificial intelligence. Similarly, machine learning is incredibly relied upon, with 34% of organizations relying completely on it. Even for companies who do not completely rely on these topics, as you can see from this graph from Cisco's annual cybersecurity report, they still use it for a significant part of their systems. Artificial intelligence plays a major role in cybersecurity. Being able to automate processes in a reliable manner can save time and money, as monitoring and decisions being made by AI allow for workers to shift their focus on other aspects of their work. However, the nature of artificial intelligence also brings about new kinds of threats to the cyberspace. AI in social engineering. Getting phishing and scam emails regarding password changes, login information requests, and payment information is very, very common. Other times, you might get a call from someone requesting the same type of information, but oddities and inconsistencies in the speech patterns can make it very easy to tell when it's a machine talking. Currently on screen, there's a sample of a phishing email of attackers posing as the university management system. The email has no personalization to the user receiving it, and companies make it known often that they do not send out links regarding logging or personal information. As convincing as some of these may be, individuals who are well aware of these practices are able to detect them with ease, as they often have patterns and giveaways. But how can you detect if someone's voice is not who they appear to be? Is it possible to be talking to someone who you feel you trust, someone who you know, or someone who you think is from a reliable source or company, but is really just a simulation of said people's voices? Can human speech be simulated to such accuracy that a machine can have a meaningful conversation with a person who isn't aware of the situation? Deza, Joe Rogan, and Real Talk. Deza, a company who specializes in machine learning, has recreated podcast host Joe Rogan's voice utilizing voice clips from various sources, including his podcast. They developed a speech deep learning system, Real Talk, which makes this possible. The speech is far from robotic. It flows naturally and has human-like expressions like deep breaths and exclamations in places where it would make sense for a human to do this. The video that demonstrates the AI's capabilities will be in the description. Distinguishing the AI's voice from Rogan's is seemingly impossible. They themselves have commented on how the scary connotations of software like this existing, saying how their system would be capable of producing a replica of anyone's voice, provided that sufficient data becomes available. AI-driven fraudulent phone calls. The problems that softwares like Deza's and Deza's Real Talk can bring to the table when it comes to cybersecurity are non-trivial. Voice algorithms could mimic family members, employers, clients, and service providers in order to take crucial information from their victim. Though this kind of attack from such advanced AI seems futuristic and not something someone in the current age would need to worry about, there are reports of it already affecting people and businesses. In 2019, the Israel National Cyber Doctorate issued a warning regarding attacks in which an artificial intelligence program was used to impersonate company executives. These AIs instructed employees to make malicious money transactions and perform other acts on the company's network. Now we will be discussing machine learning and the integrity of data. Training a machine learning algorithm to study data, such as images, can have a huge impact in the development of future products. Google's self-driving car, for example, uses machine learning developed by the company DeepMind. One of the software's features is to determine what is a pedestrian and what isn't a pedestrian. Earlier this year, DeepMind reported on improvements made to the system in which the system decreased its false positives in determining what objects were not pedestrians by 24%. As one can imagine, being able to tell what is and isn't a pedestrian is incredibly important for a self-driving car to determine. But what happens when a machine learning algorithm gets altered and the system is not learning as intended? Having vulnerabilities in a machine learning system which causes the data being learned to become compromised has a huge impact on cybersecurity measures and modern technology as a whole. Adversarial attacks on machine learning systems. The definition of adversarial attacks: techniques used to trick and mislead systems through the use of malicious and misguiding inputs. To keep it short, an adversarial attack is able to wrongly teach a machine what an object is. For example, if there exists an algorithm that has been taught what a human looks like, and that system is attacked, it can be slowly taught that certain pictures that show humans actually display other objects. Maybe it'll see a picture of a human after being attacked and identify it as a chair, a bear, or a frog. Whatever it is that the machine perceives that object as, if it's not accurate to what it should be perceiving, the entire system is compromised. Depending on the context that this system is being implemented, the results of an attack like this can be disastrous. We already talked about the self-driving car that uses machine learning to determine what is a pedestrian. If this system were attacked and taught that pictures of pedestrians were actually depicting green traffic lights, the result could be very well tragedy and irreparable damage. It is crucial for the data collected by these machine systems to be as reliable and as accurate as possible. So who gets affected by these issues? Everyone gets affected. In terms of social engineering, everyone is at risk of getting their likenesses used to scam family members or coworkers, as we discussed in the AI simulation section of this presentation. Likewise, somebody is very likely to get tricked into thinking they are talking to someone in their family or somebody from work. In terms of data integrity, everyone is also very much at risk of getting harmed by vehicles or other heavy machinery that could very well operate by systems that were wrongly trained with the wrong data on how to do their job. Beyond these two aspects of cybersecurity, a multitude of services that people use every day, such as online banking systems, online marketplaces, and phone applications, incorporate AI and machine learning and deal with similar kinds of sensitive data. So how do we go about moderating this? From a developer's perspective, in terms of keeping data integrity intact, it's always important to maintain a secured and well-monitored work environment. Relying 100% on AI and relying 100% on antiviruses when handling security doesn't create the most versatile or resilient environment. There is a multitude of security measures available to the general public. As many of the security measures and systems should be applied as possible to significantly decrease the chances of attacks on machine learning systems or prevent them entirely. For the everyday persons who uses technology often, maybe someone who talks on the phone after for talking to family members, or somebody who is often making business calls, or maybe somebody who is often making public announcements through a PA system in such manner that their voices can easily be recorded or collected for data. It's always important to have an idea of who is listening and what you are saying. As Dasa said, stealing someone's voice relies entirely on how much data the voice cloning system is presented. Your voice is part of your identity, and it can be used for malicious purposes that can affect you and the people around you. In conclusion, due to how new and innovative AI and machine learning are currently, taking the correct precautions will take some time to get used to, and for some it will not be intuitive. But just like with all other aspects of cybersecurity related issues, the risks are there, and everyone who engages with technology often should be made aware on how technology evolving creates more and more security concerns. These are my references from my presentation that will also be listed in the description below, and thank you for your time.